Alright, here we are in match 1, and the man himself is in town. Jace the Mind Sculptor is in our opening hand. Our opponent's mulligan to 6. We are on the draw. We have a not particularly exciting hand, but it does put Jace into play on turn 3, so I'm kind of intrigued. I think this plays the game of Magic well enough to keep against a opponent mulling to 6. But we'll see. One of the things to bear in mind with this deck is that unlike the red-green variants, which play functionally infinite mountains, we play 10. Ooh, okay. Opponent goes Concealed Courtyard, Thoughtseize. So like a black-white, maybe like black-white Eldrazi and Taxes, would be my thought. Even just a black-white Death and Taxes variant, although most of the black-white ones are Eldrazi. Takes Jace. Seems reasonable. It's probably what I would do as well. Okay, yeah, so what we have to bear in mind is we don't want to fetch from mountains too much, unless we have a good reason to, because if we fetch from mountains too much, our Scapeshift can't actually kill people. So there's something to bear in mind. Also, I guess if we already have the Valakuts, that's fine, but the mountains they need to enter the battlefield. Okay, Marsh Flats would imply that it is not Death and Taxes. So maybe we're looking at some kind of Esper control variant. I'm not really sure. I'm just going to play a Steve and Sego, I think. Holding up Exit Charm seems unnecessarily reactive when we could be holding up Cryptic Command next turn. I guess we don't need to get an island. Okay, it gets a Godless Shrine. So it probably is just a white-black deck. Maybe Tokens? Tokens seems like a reasonable matchup for us. They're really leaning very hard on Thoughtseize, right? Yeah, this is probably Tokens. I guess our sweepers are pretty good here. So we have as much green as we want. Probably just going to get an island. Another Steve. Could do that or hold up Cryptic Command. I guess if we play Steve, we can still also hold up Exit Charm. So I'm kind of into that plan. I would like to try and make our Scapeshifts as live as possible, as quickly as possible, and also avoid taking as much damage as I can. Obviously this 1 damage may be totally irrelevant, but we shall see. Okay. Fatal Push. That one's fine. Fatal Push as deal 1 damage, maybe deal 2, could be playing Anthems. I don't remember if they do. I don't think they do. It would seem like a very odd choice to me. Oh, we're not gonna Exit Charm it because that seems very bad. I'm just getting another island. The deck plays a triple blue spells. I would like to be able to play as many blue spells as I can. Okay, Fatal Pushes deal 1 damage. I guess it's probably the best it's going to be in this format. Field of Ruin. Now that is a card. I don't think that can stop. I guess it stops us from like naturally going off in that way. But it doesn't stop us from Scapeshift going off, I don't think. I guess no, because the Valakut triggers are already on the stack, so it can't stop. It doesn't stop Valakut. It has to remove a mountain, but then the Field of Ruin resolves, and I can get another mountain. So it's only if I've already gotten rid of all my mountains. Okay. Well, I would like to draw something so that I'm not just killed by 1/1s. That would be Ace. I am considering firing off this Exit Charm in an end step to just draw 2, discard 2, because I don't need these lands, and it's possible while it is card disadvantage we can turn it into something real, and our opponent is really not doing anything. I'm not sure what he's doing. Is he just holding up Field of Ruin? Just hiding behind that and hitting you with soldiers? That doesn't seem to make much sense. I'm just going to draw 2, discard 2, I think. I'd like to find something to do sooner rather than later. Both of those are reasonable things to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh yeah, we also have the requisite number of lands to Scapeshift to kill our opponent, so we don't need anything more. Okay, we have drawn 3 mountains, so we have 7 left in the deck. Jace can help with this, actually, so it's possible I don't play this on the plan to draw Jace. Therefore, I can cast all the spells in my hand because I have 7 mana, so 4, 5, 7, and B, I have another Idiot Charm in the deck, and C, I have Jace, and it's possible Jace could brainstorm this back, shuffle it away, and then still allow me to have 8 mountains left in my deck as opposed to 7. What could our opponent possibly play that beats Scapeshift? It's a very good question. I do not know the answer. So let's float enough mana to cast all the spells we can cast, which is we need 1 blue and 2 green and 1 red. This will make as much blue anyway. Cycle our lands. Opponent does have Field of Ruin, but less worried about that. Get a Valakut. And as many mountains as we can. No. So pro tip, don't pay the life when you fetch shock lands, because they will come in tapped anyway. Thankfully we have another mountain, so if opponent does Field of Ruin us, he's just giving us another trigger. Also we have a lightning bolt, so if he does find a way to stop one of the triggers, then... Okay, goes for the Field of Ruin, targeting Stomping Ground. That's okay. Search my library, get a basic mountain. Opponent gets something. I get another trigger. All the triggers resolve. Yep, there we go. Alright, turns out Field of Ruin and 2 1/1s, not enough to stop Scapeshift. So, my lightning bolts don't seem very good here. The opponent doesn't really have very many things that I can kill. Not much of what I'm doing seems that good. Maybe Negate's okay. But I'm not really familiar enough with black-white tokens. I guess they have like Planeswalkers and stuff. But I just don't feel like I care enough about those things. Like, if they're playing a Planeswalker, I should just kill them next turn. By Scapeshifting them, right? Like, that should just be how that works. So I think we're just bringing in 2 Angers and shaving 2 bolts. Because, well, I don't mind having a couple of bolts in my deck for if they try and avoid going below 18 life, the kind of bolt you Scapeshift plan. I also think that don't know what I think, but this is correct in my opinion. Maybe they play Liliana? I don't know. I really Field of Ruin seems like a very odd choice. This hand seems good. It plays Remands, it plays Search for Tomorrows, it plays Cryptic Commands. All of those things sound great. Opponent mull to 5, so I mean, I'll take it. It's been interesting. I've been playing a lot of Modern recently because they made the format really interesting, and there's a bunch of new decks. I've been playing a few number of Jace shells. I played one of the Bloodbraid Elf shells. I played the red-green Eldrazi one. That deck's pretty fun. I'm not sure if it's good. It's mostly just an Eldrazi Temple Thornseer deck. but it is a lot of fun. Okay, so opponent didn't want to wipe out his scry. Presumably scry to land to the top would be my assumption. There's very few cards that are as crucially important as the second land. Okay, trying to avoid being too low. There's a Bitter Blossom, so he will be too low. It's always yield to Search for Tomorrow because I don't really feel like clicking OK through all of that. We could hold up Remand, or we could just go for the Farseek. It comes off Cement next turn, right? So next turn we can hold up Remand and Farseek. He does have Bitter Blossom though, so he doesn't have to do anything. I think he does actually. I think he probably does have to do something at some point. So we'll just play a Flooded Grove and say go. I think. While I would like to have Scapeshift online as fast as possible. Let me think. So we end up with 4 lands. We'd be at 5 lands if we'd Farseeked, but our opponent might get to resolve something. I don't really feel like we lose that much from just waiting, because we still get to hold up the Remand next turn. Yeah, okay. I'm into this. Also, opponent has like nothing, so I don't really feel very threatened. Alright, we'll resolve a Search for Tomorrow. Let's cast it. Opponent Mana Tithes us. Let's get an island, because our hand is predominantly blue cards. Now there's a card. When people talk about cards, that's a card. How likely is it that our opponent just can't do anything about us just playing a Jace? I mean, Bitter Blossom's pretty good against Jace. Don't get me wrong. This card's pretty good. Possibly we should have brought in Seal of Primordium for Bitter Blossom. Maybe that's better than a Lightning Bolt. Probably. I am just going to play Jace. And Brainstorm. I'm not too worried if he kills it with Fairy Rogues. If I get 2 Brainstorms out of it, I think we're in a really good position. So we have a Scapeshift. We have a lot of lands. I don't think I'm going to need this Snapcaster Mage. And I'm definitely not casting the Cryptic Command now, and I'd prefer not Thoughtseize it out of my hand, so I guess I'll let the Cryptic Command be on top alongside the Snapcaster Mage. And yeah. And if we do want the Snapcaster Mage, we can always Brainstorm before we shuffle next turn. I just don't feel like I need the Snap to snap anything particularly important back. I've got a lot of counter magic, and I don't think Snap is going to like snap back any of my ramp spells. Okay, what's it going to do on turn 4? Oh, also, because we have Cryptic Command, I'm not too threatened by things he can just do on this turn. Okay. Another Intangible Virtue would kill Jace. Ooh, Zealous Persecution. Zealous Persecution? I guess it's just like a burn spell, effectively. So this is a bit more threatening now. He gets to kill Jace and have a bit more of a clock, but I think we're winning the turn after this one, so... And we have a Cryptic Command. Even if we don't, he has 1 card. How could we die? Play another Intangible Virtue and another Zealous Persecution, and that's 10? Is it? Is it 8? I think it's 8, right? Yeah. Yeah, it would do us 8. So we wouldn't even die then. Yeah, I think I'm good. Okay. Let's make some green mana. So we should search for tomorrow, find an island, and play Farseek. So we cast search, find an island. So then we have 5 lands? 5 lands. So we need 7 for Scapeshift. And we can just play the Farseek now. That makes the most sense to me. Play Farseek now. Go and get a breeding pool. And then next turn we play Scapeshift plus Tribe Elder. With Remand backup in case our opponent has something. I'm not really sure what he could have. Yeah, black-white token seems very bad against Scapeshift of all varieties. You don't really have enough of a clock, you don't really have enough disruption. You're mostly hoping that your opponent can't beat a Bitter Blossom, but we don't really care about a Bitter Blossom. Also, we have a Sweltering Suns now. Okay, cast Steve. Oh, we don't get to hold them around because we have to cast Steve. Sack Steve. Go get a forest, I guess, this time. Turn a blue into 2 green. What's more green? Scapeshift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There you have it. Turns out, Scapeshift is still an incredibly unreasonable magic card when combined with Valak at the Molten Pinnacle. And Jace did actually help there. I mean, he died immediately, but people will say, oh, that was a very expensive brainstorm. But, like, I mean, then we killed our opponent off of that brainstorm. That brainstorm's really good, guys. I will see you guys in the second match.